Let's go live.
Woo! Hello.
Are we live? We could be
Probably.
live.
Yes,
I believe we're live.
we're live.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How does that Las Vegas guy who does like...
Oh yeah, are you ready to rumble?
Rumble? Yeah,
yeah,
that's
the
yeah.
guy,
We should get him on the show to like do
I
an
think so.
intro.
Yes, he'll be like, "Are you ready to beanstalk?" Yeah.
Do we need to get like a special guest to do like an intro for us?
I reckon. Maybe we just call Elon. Be like, "Yo, Elon,
Yeah.
do
let
your
me,
thing."
Let me get on the phone to Elon.
Yeah.
Let me make it put it my phone on silent because he calls me all the time.
Does he? He's so annoying. Eh?
I know. He's
yeah,
got nothing better
He's
to
like,
do with
Patrick,
his
you want to
time.
hang out? You want to fly to space? And you're like, "Bruh, gotta run beanstalk.
Gotta do my
Gotta do my
do
show."
the little do your show.
Yeah.
And it's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome everybody to the show.
Welcome.
You might need to separate
I know.
because we
I'm
don't see
like,
the chat.
I'm like, where's the chat?
G'day, Pog. Good to see you, mate.
Oh, how do you do that thing?
Are you just?
Oh
you're
no!
moving,
Hold
you're
on,
moving
I'm
us around.
moving us.
Drag there and keep dragging to the left, to the left. Yeah, there we go.
Oh
Done. There we
yeah,
go. And
magic.
it's like
Oh,
that.
then it's like that.
Look at that.
Nice,
Brilliant.
nice.
So, Casperuni,
Yes,
we have a
Pataruni.
fantastic show today. I
Yes,
am
we do.
assuming this because you put together the notes.
I did. Yes, I'm so excited. It's been a while since we've been in the same room.
It's been
Right?
It's been several hours and no.
What's this from?
What the song?
Yeah.
You know, it's that since the last time I saw your face. No, you haven't know that song?
No.
Oh, I forgot the name of it. It's been several hours.
Is this like
and-
a country woman singing?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
woman.
yeah, okay.
She now shaves her head because reasons.
Really?
Yeah.
Not like a health thing.
No, not a health thing. She just decided to
Oh,
go.
we're talking about Miley Cyrus.
No, it's like a classic 80s ballad. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to think. It's like Sinead O'Connor. Sinead O'Onnor. Yeah.
Don't know who that is.
No?
No.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
have to Google it.
We can't play
Yeah.
it because it's copyright.
Yeah, absolutely. you're probably singing it. Got us cancelled.
So yeah, probably because I'm so good.
Yeah.
Did I press the wrong
Oh,
button?
you press buttons.
We are doing such a messy.
What is this?
We're so messy today. So, Casper, can you take us through
Hey,
the?
there we go. Oh, tie. Hold on, I need to go get a tie.
Go get a tie.
Once we play the intro, I'll go get
Okay,
a tie.
you're gonna
Yes.
go around and get a tie.
Yes.
Take us through the the.
Oh, through the things.
Jesus. Okay, let's take a breather. All
Okay,
together
okay.
now.
Okay. Right. The topics we got is Valve's gaming handheld. So exciting. It's
Valve
called
has entered the chat.
Yeah, they finally entered the chat, and they have a thing called the Steam Deck, which is funny because Elgato released a Stream Deck on the same day.
On the same day.
On
Damn.
the same day. So that's awkward.
Nintendo is gonna have to run for the hills after the release of that Pro. Pathetic.
Oh,
Absolutely
you mean
pathetic.
the Switch
Pro?
OLED? Yeah,
Is
it's not a
not a
Pro.
Pro?
A lot
Okay,
of people are
OLED.
like, this is not a Pro. It's just like shaking things up with a nice screen. OLED.
I think they just ran out
Yeah.
of. I think they just needed to change up the same product because it's already selling.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
constantly
yeah.
selling.
I think they were like, well, it's selling like hotcakes. Let's do something budget and
Yeah.
and save
Minimal
money.
change.
So we got a lot to talk about this handheld. Then
Oh,
we
yeah.
got a little bit about Facebook's payment system extending to online retailers in August. So everybody seems to have a payment system nowadays.
Absolutely.
And then we got Candace Parker, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who that is the first woman to be featuring somewhere special, and we're going to talk about
On the
that.
moon?
Not that high, but she can go pretty high.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
And we've got something about phones, smartphones.
Ooh, this one's exciting. I love a good chat about Android phones. So let's
There you
get
go.
into it by rolling the intro.
All right, let's kick it.
Kick it. Hello. We have created a magic trick. I am back to being alone. Nah, he's back. And he's got his tie.
Hold on, just in time.
Hey, we've also got matching colors.
I know,
of the
we're
things.
like Team Brown today.
Is it brown or is it more like a reddy?
Like a maroony.
maroon?
Yeah.
We're the maroon
Two.
I wasn't
That's
sure.
right, that's right.
okay.
Yeah.
We've been spending too much time together.
I think so. Yeah. Maybe not enough. This is us like catching up. Like brainwaves are
Yeah.
sinking again.
I think before
Yes.
this, the reason we were late because we were literally like, "This is what happened in my life." Blah.
yeah, exactly. So much to catch up.
Welcome everybody. G'day, Kvashnik Pictures. Good to see you, mate.
Hello.
Hello, Yellow. Time to fly and Pog. Good to see you, and everyone else who hasn't jumped in the chat. Please do if you want to have a yarn. Shall we go to our first topic? Maybe it's the
Yes.
Let's do with the phones. Let's go with the phones.
Let's the phones?
the
Okay, let's
phones.
hit it. Phones. All right. How do you pronounce this company's name?
Xiaomi, right there on my TV.
Xiaomi.
Xiaomi. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it's Xiaomi. Like
Wow.
as far as I mean, you don't go X Xiaomi.
Yeah, Xiaomi. Xiaomi makes sense. So
What's
they
another Xena the Princess Warrior? So
Xiaomi.
Xiaomi.
Xena. You know, speaking of Xena, here we go. Start going down that rabbit hole.
That was quick.
Yeah, that was so
We
quick.
were here and just
World record for digressing. So
apart
Xena,
from the fact that she's hot, yeah, go on.
I
Is she
know.
still hot?
she's looking fine.
Do we need to see a before and after photo?
No.
I haven't seen Lucy
Yeah,
Lawless.
meth, not once. Yeah.
Is it Lucy Lawless?
Yeah, Lucy Lawless. Yeah. So I saw her in the Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That's
yes.
right.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's Lucy Lawless because that show is actually being filmed in Auckland in New Zealand.
Oh wow.
Yeah, one of my mates actually stars in the show. Supposedly, he's in a couple of episodes or something like that.
He's not the weird like kid who's got the girlfriend, is it? Or?
Oh, the weird hair?
Yeah.
Nah, it's not him. Nah,
You need to find out who he is.
Yeah,
I'm keen to know.
He's a Kiwi fella, so
Yeah.
he'll probably be an extra, like walking in the background or
okay.
something. But he's
Yeah.
actually made it quite well for him. But anyway, we're sidetracking.
Well, I
big
used to
time.
do extra work too.
Oh, in like Shortland Street. or
Yeah,
something.
not Shortland Street, not.
Well,
not that-
that,
I'm not a
not that
star,
upper
like-
class. He's the,
Like, I'd be driving a Lambo now if I was on Shortland Street.
Yeah,
As an
wow.
extra. No, it was just general like other TV shows, like more sort of smaller.
like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I was an extra walking past.
Yeah. The animated extra.
But I got to open a door and like make a face at somebody that bumped me, and it was one of the characters. And like I had to do it like 7 times.
Oh, like
I was just like,
multiple
they're like, okay,
takes.
take it again. And because the guy was doing something with the water and he had to like spill water and then like bump into me. And I had to keep taking it over and over. So 7 times I kept opening a door and I was like, fuck's sake.
Was your accident face not good enough? They were
Oh,
like-
I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. I was just told, okay, go back behind the door. Now go again. And it wasn't me. Like they were fine with me. 'cause
Was
I
it
said to them,
stressful to be on set with cameras and the thing that goes action, the clicky
Well,
thing?
No, it was really good. There's like somebody always taking care of like the extras and like telling them what to do. The only frustrating thing was that we all were supposed to be drinking beer, but it was all flat, non-alcoholic beer. And
Yeah.
for the beer to look frothy, they had one of those like milk mixers. You'd go up and they just mix
Oh.
your beer. Like there'd be a person walking around with one of those little frothers, and you're just like supposed to sip it, but it's so disgusting.
I always wondered that because you know when you're watching an episode of whatever, like a
Yeah,
sitcom,
yeah.
and you have the drinks on the table, and the drinks levels are going up and down as
Yeah,
it switches
yeah.
between the people. The inconsistency
Ah.
because of the cuts, yeah.
And you know, like the drinks don't even they're not glass. They're like this different material. So when you like put it down on the ground, it doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah. And like, you know, chip packets,
Yeah.
they're not actual chip packets. They're paper. They're made out
That
of paper.
makes sense because the crinkling would be like screwing up your mic all
exactly.
the time.
And when we were playing pool,
Yeah.
we weren't allowed to like hit the balls. So we'd have to like go like this and like swing the thing, but not
Cue.
into a ball. And it add effects after.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
With a show and the main characters talking or whatever, and
Yeah.
everybody being in the background,
Yeah.
is everything dead silent?
It's fucking quiet. It's so
my
bad.
God.
You'd have like, you know, when they add the background sound of people like chatting away. It's not. That's all. We're just supposed to sit there and just like move our mouths. It's like,
I always wondered that. I was like, it must be so loud in that coffee shop in Friends when they're trying to have a conversation between each other, but they're dead silent.
it's dead silent.
It's
and
creepy.
Nobody laughs. That's
Oh,
the thing. Like,
wow.
because the show I was on, like, was supposed to be funny, but
Yeah.
nobody laughs because you've heard the same thing like 100 times.
Yeah.
And
So the audience, is there a live audience?
no, not in this
Oh,
show.
okay.
No, this
No,
wasn't. But I'm
okay.
just saying, like, on a live show, then
Yeah.
they might have, because like Friends was filmed in front of a stage, right? And they were sort of
Yes.
like doing a thing, and there's this, it's like classic American sitcom thing where they flash applause or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
laughter. But no, this was more, within like a studio and things like that.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
the characters, the people that I met were really nice, and what I've just said was like literally one day out of like 7 days of filming, because
Yes.
for the rest of the day, as extras, you turn up, you're like, have to wear the same clothes, right? And then
Yeah.
they take a photo of you, and then you can't change clothes. You have to have the same clothes the next day, otherwise you can't be on camera, sort of thing. It's a bit weird.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they want continuity, right?
Yeah, because
Um,
when they're editing, it'll be so much
Yeah,
mixing and matching.
But most of the time, you're literally sitting. It was outside in this case. So we have like this like food trucks and all this stuff, and you just chill. You just for 12, like I think it was like 10 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
You do nothing, and in like 1 hour is filming,
Oh, wow.
because they'll be filming all these other scenes, and they'll be like, okay, we need this extra to come in now, and and all this stuff. But
Yeah.
most of the day, you're just sitting there like
Waiting
waiting
until
yeah.
until you're on the
But
show.
it was
Wow.
$12 an hour back then when I was like 16, 17.
$12. That's
It was so
rip-off.
good, yeah.
Oh, really? It was good.
Whoa,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was fantastic.
good. Okay,
Because,
wow.
$2 was taken by the government. Thank you, New Zealand.
Yeah.
And $10 an hour is cash in hand. So I did that for a couple of days. It was like $300, $400. And I was like,
Wow.
I was flush. I was able to
Flush
afford
with
petrol.
cash. Yeah.
Do you remember petrol? How much
I
it was
do
in New
remember.
Zealand?
Yeah, $2 or something.
$2 of
So
a liter.
expensive.
Oh,
It probably
man.
still is, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
Super expensive.
Pretty expensive. Anyway, now that we're
Anyway,
back to Xiaomi,
phones.
so we went from Xiaomi to Lucy Lawless to New
To-
Zealand extras,
To being an extra.
and now we're back to Xiaomi.
Yes,
Okay,
that's right.
tell me more, Casper.
Okay, well, it supposedly overtakes Apple as number 2 smartphone vendor for first time. Right on Samsung's heels. Wow. You know, the Chinese and the Americans, they are miles ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to tech, right? I
Well,
mean,
absolutely. I mean, well, look, in certain spaces, right? Like military-wise, I think America still has probably the most powerful military. They don't have
Yeah,
the
they
biggest
do.
military. I think China has that, but with phones
Yeah.
and it's just interesting. They've created, because they manufacture all the parts. It's like literally, it's like me getting paid to work with a builder, right?
Yeah.
And then the builder's showing me how to build stuff, and then I'm like, screw this, I'm gonna go start my own building company.
Yeah.
This is what happened, because Samsung, Apple, they all just went out to China to make these factory manufacturing plants. They've
Yes.
literally taught these people how to manufacture great,
Absolutely.
products, and now they're making it themselves cheaper because they don't have to have the markup that companies that sell to the West do.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
they sell to the West.
That is so true. That is so true. So does that mean like Mexicans are going to be like masterclass like designers or something? Because they use Mexicans for like painting and housework and stuff in the US.
Yes,
don't they?
yes,
Yeah.
they do.
So they'll be really good tradesmen.
Yes, they are. Oh, they are.
Very good
absolutely,
tradesmen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pog says, nice. Casper and Pat wandered off.
Oh yes.
Thank you. Yes, we
Yes.
did. So you've
Right.
got, what phone have you got?
I have the it's over here. It's the one that you
Oppo?
No, it's the one that's the Realme, which is actually Oppo's one of
Spin-off.
Oppo's
Yeah.
directors. Yeah, went off and he's like, I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And so it's branching off from Oppo, and the Realme is amazing.
It looks and feels exactly similarly to Oppo. It's probably the same factory
Yes,
too.
most likely.
And and the Android is designed by Google anyway, so it performs the way Android does on most phones. And recently, I'm reviewing a TCL, TLC,
TCL?
TCL, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, like they got to a price point, and manufactured it, and it's good device, and it just runs Android. Like these guys don't have to design their own unless they're running in China. I think China there's a lot of limitations on Google, so they do have their own operating system on some of these phones. But I'm impressed. Like, it was expected. They have a big market. They've got great phones. They're priced really well. Why would you pay $1,200 for a phone that costs $500 from Oppo and it performs exactly the same? My dad's got the same thing. He had a Samsung, went to the Realme, and he loves it. He's like, why would I pay?
I agree so much. I agree so much with that statement because I just recall being on a flight somewhere with a mate who had a flash new iPhone, and I had a Huawei. So it was the previous phone to this was a Huawei, and I bought that for about $400, and he had this Samsung, which was definitely over $1,000.
iPhone or Samsung was it?
So sorry, it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
But inconsistencies in my story.
Yeah.
It was
Continuity.
it was continuity. It was way over $1,000, and we were just having a conversation about these phones, and my stance was, our phones, they've got such similar functions in terms of their potential and their power and what we do on these things. I guess your one has a sleeker, prettier design.
Sure.
But can you justify that price difference between them?
Yeah.
And so his mentality was, yes, absolutely. I love this thing. I think he has this perception that it's a way, way more powerful piece of equipment.
Yeah.
Because that price tag that's on it, it's as if you almost need to justify it because, I spent so much money on this thing. But I don't believe that. And I believe that you're right in the sense that China is creating these top tier phones at a third of the price. Yeah.
The thing with Apple's, maybe, it's a really good example. So the way they advertise the product is actually really different than Samsung's been doing it more and more these years, but because they're obviously following the way Apple does. But the way, you don't go buy a computer from Dell. Like you buy a computer from Dell when you want to do spreadsheets, right?
Yeah.
But when you go to Apple, you're not buying the phone, you're buying the experience. When they advertise, whatever they show you on their events, it's the experience. It's them going, look at the family here. Look at the fun you can have with your family and capture it on this phone. But they don't say, on the adverts, they don't go 50 megapixels and 4K. They just go, look at this event that we're capturing and it's quick, it looks beautiful, and blah blah blah. That's what they're advertising. They're advertising the experience and not the product. It's not the specs in the phone. So when your friend is trying to justify it, he actually probably has a hard time trying to justify it because he goes, "But it's the experience. I can take a photo." It's like, yeah, you can take a photo, but
better camera.
But better camera. And there's all these things. Now, I have an iPhone, and the reason, this is my second iPhone, but I switched from Apple to Android devices. And I went through 3 Android devices before I went back to Apple. And my reasoning behind it wasn't actually because it's got better specs or anything like that. I found it more reliable than I found Android to be.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And because I use my phone purely for work, I use it on the weekend to text you.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Hi.
And,
Hi.
And it's more reliable for me to make calls and texts, and it syncs across my work laptop, which is an Apple device, and my home laptop, which is also an Apple device. It syncs across, and even though if I lost this, I could pick up another iPhone tomorrow, log in, and have everything that I had on this device. That continuity, the convenience that it has, I'm willing to pay for that. And I do like the way it's very smooth in regard. And it's just, there's less things that goes wrong. And that's it. That's just my view. I have less problems than I did with my Android, but I love Android's customizability, the difference in phones. I would buy, if I had an Android phone, I'd be buying a new one every 6 months just to be like, oh, that one looks cool. That's got this, and it's just because there's so much more variety. But
and
I just use it for work. I just use it for work. I just want it to work. And I loved my Samsung. I had a Samsung S7, 8, and my favorite all-time Android phone was an LG G3.
Really? Wow.
Best phone I've ever had in my life.
They probably have amazing screens.
Yeah,
LG.
now they've stopped.
Technology.
Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic, and oh man, that phone, I rebought it twice, the same phone twice. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
how good.
Much
It's I love this phone. I'll buy it again. It's that good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've also got AirPods too for that ecosystem.
So just like Yellow said, the ecosystem is good. It just works. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, for me, who loves his budget-friendly approach to phones, that does the trick just fine.
Yeah.
And I don't have nuclear missile codes on my phone, so I'm cool. I don't need to have that carried over to other phones or anything like that. So,
and I guess maybe another thing unfair for me, and probably I see all the comments being like, "Oh, iPhones." My work pays for it, so
that's right. Yeah. So. But if it was your own wallet, would you be like, "Sure, I'll buy a $2,000 phone"?
Well, no, my wife uses an iPhone too, so she likes it for the exact same reason. She knows it. She knows what the operating system is like, and Android's always different. Every time you pick up a new Android,
it's always different.
Every time the settings are everything's in a different place. So that's frustrating for her. So I agree with her. My mum uses one. My dad's on dad's on Realme. But again, I think it's just once you're used to it, you sort of stuck into it. But like I said, the continuity, the ecosystem is absolutely fantastic. Got a couple of comments there. If you just scroll up. Good day, Ethnic. Good to see you, mate. Here we go. A lot of comments we've missed. New flagship specs for mid-range prices. Yellow says that. He's got an Oppo. Their software support is garbage, however. Yeah, that's the other thing. 2 years of security updates for most of these phones, and then they just move on to the next one.
Oh, I see.
And iPhone support is up to 5 years on some phones, and they do continue working really well. Hawaii. Is that Huawei?
Huawei.
Yellow bought in running 8.1, still on 8.1. My phone is 3 years old now. Oh, Huawei.
Pretty
Ethnic
much.
says, I hold on to my iPhone for years, so I get great value out of it. Still have the X. That is the biggest, one of the biggest points people make, right? So you buy a $1,200 phone.
Yep.
The last one I bought, which was a red iPhone XR. So I didn't even buy the top of the range. It was just, I was like, this is perfect for me. It's not expensive. Well, it is expensive, but it's not that top of the range. I just want the most basic iPhone. It was great. XR, loved it. And the X is brilliant. But $1,200, it lasted 2 years, and then I on-sold it for $800. It holds its value like crazy. Like insanely crazy. But it was in mint condition, right? So what did I do? I had a $400 phone, technically speaking.
Yeah.
And I made back $800 out of it over 2 years. So I paid for a phone $200 a year to have that phone.
Yeah, what's interesting is that Apple products over time, they become collectibles as well. There's a big culture of that too, which is fascinating. Do we move on to the next story?
Yeah, we've spent 20 minutes on this.
Talking about acting and then 2 minutes about phones.
But anyway, look, I highly recommend Realme. They've sent me some really good phones. I'm reaching out to them all the time saying, hey, when's the next time I can have a look at one of your new phones? Because like I said, the Android ecosystem is actually exciting. iPhone is boring now.
Oh, right.
They're not bringing out anything exciting. They're just
super
iterating.
Corporate stale.
Yeah, well, it's just not new. It doesn't feel fresh. They're trying like this, the square one now. That's fresh, but it's
But
just
man,
square.
their ads feel always fresh and exciting. They
Absolutely.
Everybody looks really beautiful. Like the people look beautiful. The products look beautiful.
Exactly.
Speaking of beautiful people, we have Candace Parker. She is the first woman to feature on an NBA 2K cover. Just thought we'd share that.
It took 25 years to have a woman on NBA.
Cover. On an NBA cover. This is the 25th anniversary edition. So it's not even the standard edition. So it's like a special. There she is, flying through the air with the ball. Now the standard edition still has man with ball, and then there's like some super deluxe edition that has heaps of man with balls.
Just I'll leave it on that because I think we can. So look, first of all, we have a big problem in sport generally
in
with
the world
females
of
and male sport, male dominated sport. They're not dominated, but just the difference in difference in revenue. Because forget about the gender part. There's a huge difference between revenue. People who both sports are the same, but for some reason, everybody seems to navigate like for AFL, right?
Yes.
Like AFL, women's AFL, and it just seems to navigate to the male side. Like it's more exciting. There's more. It's just. But it's not, because I've watched an AFL women's game the other day, and I was like, yeah, this is great, but the stands were empty.
Yes,
this was, it was really sad to see. But like, yeah, one of them makes more money. There's more sponsors involved, and hence that's why it took 25 years to have a woman. And it's not even on the actual cover game. Now, what I wanted to see in this is there a whole lineup of the female teams, or is it just...
See, I don't know. I personally haven't played any of the NBA 2K games or any of the NBA games, so I don't know if there's actual female teams on there as well. Do you have the different leagues like the female division and
I think
like
it's
the
still
male?
split.
There is.
Yeah,
They have that. So in my mind, it was always just like, oh, it's just guy teams. It's just like male basketball teams. So I don't know, but
Look, I'm excited because
yeah, this is very exciting.
it's happening, right?
Yeah.
You get it's like the first step, but man, it's
And imagine being her, being Candace, to be like, yo, I am the first. Well, like, you can't take that away from her.
Yeah.
She'll always be the first woman
That's right,
on an
yeah.
NBA cover, which is pretty
I
damn
just don't.
awesome.
If the game itself has both gendered teams, why can't they just have a mix of both people on the covers? Like, it's not gonna. Nobody's not gonna buy it. Like, the guys are gonna buy it because there's a girl
Yeah.
on it.
Well,
and
I
it
think
might even invite some female gamers. Like, you don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean that's true, and there is a growing crowd of that, and it's gonna take a while, for that attention to grow, but it's they didn't want it, I think, because majority of those gamers or majority of those enthusiasts tend to be males.
It's a male dominated. Like, video
is,
games
yeah.
is male dominated.
Yeah. Being a sport and audience, it's all male dominated, and the guys would bring their girlfriends as well to these sports, so it'd just be the crowds are 10, 20, 50, 100 times bigger when you're watching the male sports.
Yeah, but I mean, women like this sport too. Obviously, there's
Yes.
a team of women, so it's
Yes.
kind of unfair to sort of say that there's
But then,
no
like
game.
you said, why weren't the stands filled by just women? Women going
Yeah,
to see
exactly.
to support other
Yeah,
women.
yeah.
Well, that's because men tend to be more inclined to
Support men.
No, just not support men, but to go and experience that, and maybe it's there's so much psychology behind it.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. It's
These
like
teams have been around for so long. You've got
Yes.
multiple generations of families.
Yes.
Even sports as a kid. As you grow up, boys would play more rougher sports, which, let's say AFL, or
Sure.
you just dominate by default because
Yeah.
of like the structure of their bodies.
But I like the UFC is pretty exciting when you have some of the female fighters
Yeah.
who are just extraordinary. And like I myself as a guy, I'm like, I go out of my way to be like, oh, that, like that woman, I want to go check her out, like fighting because,
Just not at the
she's
club or just.
yeah, no. I want to check her out in a UFC match, because she's so good. So I think we're getting there. It's gonna take a lot of time. But to get that balance.
Yeah, like my confusion is I see a lot of so how do I word this without getting taken down by YouTube? I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people demanding certain changes in society,
Sure.
and I feel like they're actually fighting for the wrong things. Instead of, it feels like there's other things that they could fight for that would be more beneficial to other people. And I think I need to leave it at that because there's no point pointing at certain things. But I think we're putting our minds into the wrong things.
Sometimes, yeah, I think, especially in a Western world, we start thinking of us. We start looking at the smaller picture as opposed to the bigger picture. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Moving on. Facebook's payment system extends to online retailers in August. Shopify stores are up first.
Man, Shopify. Have you seen the stock price of Shopify?
Is it a squillion bajillion?
It's very high. It's
really
very good.
Wow.
So Facebook had a coin called Libra coin, was it Libra coin, that got shut down super fast.
Wow.
Which is that's Facebook for you. But let's have a read of what they're talking about here. So online shoppers will eventually see another option listed next to the usual payment methods now that Facebook Pay will expand beyond the company's own platform. Not long after credit card companies dropped out of its Libra cryptocurrency project, Facebook launched its payment system for users across main sites as well as WhatsApp and Instagram. So if you just go, stop there. So one of the things here you have is Facebook Pay. So you know how you have Google Pay and you go on a website that is connected to Google, you can pay with Google Pay. You can pay with Apple Pay. I've used Apple Pay a few times. It's really great. And so is
what's the reason to have all these different types of pays? Why?
because okay, so if as an Apple user, and again
Yeah.
we're back to this, I'm more likely to have my credit card connected to my phone, my Apple phone.
Yeah.
And then when I go on a website, it's instead of me having to be like, I'll get my credit card out and I type in all the numbers, I can just press pay with Apple or pay with Google. So as an
Right.
Android user, you'll have Google Pay. As an Apple user, you have, that. And then if you're a Facebook user who might not even have either connected, or you might be like, well, I can just use Facebook Pay instead of Google or Apple, then I'll just use that. So it's just a way to
Okay.
automate and make the transaction quicker and easier. And what this will mean, I can see this right now. In the next 2 years, we're going to see on these websites, pay with Google Pay to save 10%. Pay with Apple Pay to save 15%. And Facebook will be like, pay with Facebook Pay to lose all your data. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But the idea is that these guys are going to incorporate specials, discounts if you pay with Google Pay. I know Google Pay already does this anyway. I don't know why I mentioned it'll be next 2 years, but it'll be happening a lot quicker now.
Wow. So everyone's got a pay system. That's interesting. It's also just a little bit more confusing. There's so many options.
Oh, it's going to be, it's going to be more and more. And g'day, Ak. Good to see you, mate. Ak's right, actually. Facebook Pay in Australia now is just with tipping for Facebook games or buying on Facebook. So at the
Gamers,
moment, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but a lot of streamers are on Facebook Stream, like Facebook Gaming.
Oh yeah,
And
that's a growing trend.
And you can tip them, right? You can press like pay, and it'll probably be pay with Facebook, right? If you connect your credit card. I actually wonder, well, part of it is that, here's the thing, right? This is a really big thing. So Facebook right now is suffering because of Apple's disconnection, Apple's privacy policy. So right now, if you're on, and this is another thing that people say why they buy Apple phones, but Apple has allowed your device to, gave you control to decide if you want to share your data with third-party apps, Facebook, Google, and you can say no. And 86% of people have said no, or 76, I think. It's anyway, around 80%. And this means that Facebook is not getting your data, right? They're not getting what you're looking at. You're not getting what you're buying on your phone. Nothing.
Yeah.
So how do you get data from people of what they're buying without having access to that data? How do you do it? Well, you provide a payment system that they use through you. And I bet you the terms and conditions of using Facebook Pay...
Have a Facebook account.
Yes, but also we get to track what you buy and purchase and when.
Absolutely.
This is their answer to it. They're scrambling that. What do? We're losing people on mobile from being able to buy anything. We need to know what we can advertise to these people.
Yeah.
You, Casper, in the past bought a shirt from and used Facebook Pay. They'll be like, he must love shirts. We're going to advertise the hell
out of these shirts. Yeah. I'm like, why am I getting all these shirt adverts? Yeah.
And you know what goes really great with shirt?
Pants.
A tie.
Oh,
they'll
okay.
start with a tie.
Yeah,
They'll get you.
Yeah.
They'll be like, I analyzed his photos. He had a tie. He must want more ties.
Yeah, let's sell him ties. Oh, God, no.
And, yes, thanks, Ak. And maybe based on the fact that we're talking about this story.
Yeah.
So, Zip Pay.
Yes.
Quick Pay and all the other ones.
There's so many pays now. I'm like, dude, just chill. Stop making pays.
Add another one.
Yeah.
PayPal's doing one.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, my
4
God.
easy payments of $39.99.
Oh, my God.
But
what is there an Amazon Pay?
there will be.
Oh,
Amazon
of
does
course.
this. They go, ooh, that's a thing. Let's make it.
And
then-
there's a Google Pay?
Well, there's Google Pay, but there's no Google Afterpay.
Afterpay,
Because there's Afterpay,
yeah.
Afterpay.
Oh, my God. Everyone's going to do it. And Apple and Samsung and Huawei and Realme and
They're all
doing
gonna do it. And
Oh, my God. McDonald's Afterpay.
Oh yes, Pog says Brave for the win. Absolutely, Brave is fantastic.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, PayPal used to do this thing called Pay Now or Order Now, Pay Later, where what would happen is you pay with PayPal, but they'd only charge you 30 days later.
Oh, okay.
And it's like this thing where they wanted to make sure that you get your item within the 30-day period and your money hasn't left your account, and then they'll charge you. So if you have a chance to like return it, they'll be like, oh, we haven't even charged you yet, so we'll just cancel the charge. It was like a way to like get people to be like, well, it's safe for you to do it because we won't take the money until 30 days from now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did
There's
that
no
for a
interest.
No interest, no
Okay,
nothing.
cool.
Yeah. It's just we'll just charge your card later on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, heaps of people going into debt, guys. Be careful
Well,
because of
unemployment
these things.
rate is down 5% in Australia now.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about the CPI data? The US data is actually quite high. It's like 5.4 or 5.8%. But I was no, that's the CPI, like
Oh, okay, yeah,
the
sorry, yeah,
interest
yeah.
rates. So looking at it here in Australia, it's only 1.1%. I was like, we don't have inflation. We're good. Yeah.
Yeah, Australia's. I mean, we're doing really well, guys. Like,
Yeah,
well
we're
done.
doing
I mean, through the
we're doing
pandemic,
really well.
apart from the thing rollout, I can't say the word because YouTube's just gonna be like, he said the word.
He
Take
said
him
the
down."
word. Yeah. Shall we talk about the star of the show?
The star of the show.
Star of the
main
show, guys.
story.
Ta-da!
Look at
there
this
it is. Look at this
beautiful
bad
thing.
boy.
Oh
Big,
man.
sexy, slick brick.
All right. Okay, just from this image,
Yes.
tell me what you think. Tell me what you're thinking without you, because you know a little bit about the background. Tell me what you think from this image. What does it say to you? What does it speak to you? Does
It
speak
speaks to me quality, gaming options. It speaks to me comfort. I think like the
Ooh,
design
okay, I like it. Yep,
potentially,
yep.
like the way I'm holding it. I just think convenience, continuation, the fact that Steam account, have access to all my games via this thing. It tells me also that perhaps battery life might not be that long, because I had a look at the power of this little device, and it's quite a powerful device.
We'll get to it in a second. Let's talk
Yeah.
about
The visuals,
design.
the
'cause
aesthetics.
It's striking.
It's nice, right? It looks
A lot of stripes.
very striping.
And like Yellow says, it's a bit chonks, right? It's a bit chonky.
chonks.
It looks quite. There's a lot of buttons. So
Yeah.
okay, look, if we go from the top down,
Okay,
so we've
okay,
got
yeah.
the screen.
Yeah, we
So
got
it's not full. I don't like this. It's
Oh, that it has the black
Yeah,
rim thing.
the black rim.
The black. What is it? That's a big block, isn't
It's
it?
a big one. Anyway,
It looks
look,
like it. Anyway,
we don't actually know it
Yeah.
could be much bigger, but we've got two buttons up there. It must be like share buttons or like
Yeah, I think
option
so, right.
buttons at the top.
Yeah,
We
like
got
a start,
Y,
select.
X, A, B. We've got two
Yep.
things, and this is what excites me.
Yep.
Those two pads.
What are these bad boys?
I bet you right now they're the similar pads from the Valve controller.
Yeah.
They're kind of like textured touch pads that let you control a mouse
Oh.
really, really well.
So if you want to browse the net on this thing, you can start.
Yeah,
Like-
but if you want to control the character really precisely, you would use those.
Oh, that's good.
They're really good. I've when I tested
Set
out
up these
the Valve
joysticks.
control, it was very precise. It was really incredible.
And is this the power button, you reckon? The Steam button?
Oh,
What is
probably.
that? Oh, maybe, I think that takes you to the Steam, store.
maybe, yeah, and that's
Steam,
dot is probably secondary options. I'm not
Secondary
sure. You've got
options. So-
front firing speakers. That's really good.
Oh, yeah.
And there's two of them, so it'll be stereo.
Nice. So the button, the power button's probably up top somewhere, isn't there? Like out of the way so you don't hit it, I think.
I wish I could review this. I probably won't be able to.
Yeah, you might be able to for $399
Is that how much it is?
That's the basic model, the cheap model.
And is there a different version? I'll tell me
Yes.
more. Go on.
yes,
All right, let's
I will
move
tell
on.
you more. I also think there's the
Triggers.
the
Oh,
paddles,
absolutely,
the
yeah.
triggers, right? You gotta have them. So here you go. It's spinning around. Ooh, look at that.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
you
it's got buttons
It's got
underneath.
two.
Oh, that is
Oh,
awesome.
Nice. Oh, and there's the power button.
There we
Yes,
go,
yes.
yep,
It's out
yep.
of the way, so it's convenient. What else is there? Oh, there's those two.
This
trigger
looks
things.
awesome.
It looks hella awesome, right? So you've
Okay,
got
let's have a look.
3 different models. So at $399, $529, and $649.
Whoa.
Remember, guys, US dollars over here.
Damn.
So the top tier model is probably gonna cost
$800.
more. So okay, so $500 was the PS5 and Xbox Series X, which goes for $750 retails in Australia. So you're probably looking at $900, I would say.
Oh, let me put in.
You're gonna do the conversion.
I'm gonna do the
from,
conversion. So,
yeah, so
let's go $399.
yep.
That's $536. And this is live, so this is as
Yeah.
of today. That's a lot.
So it's gonna be probably
So if we go to
$600.
$649, $872.
So
put
probably 900 for the
Yeah.
top tier and 600 for the bottom tier.
Yeah,
I think
that's-
yeah. And then you've got this is what bothers me or is like warning signs for me. I think the storage space seems really small. So on the smallest model, you've got 64 gigabytes. On the largest one, you've got 512. It's great that it's a high-speed NVMe
But it's
SSD.
you can get more
You
storage.
can
for it,
also
right?
upgrade, yeah. But 64 gigabytes. Now, does this mean that the games that will be on it are going to be somehow compressed? Like, because
Are they?
64
Is that what
gigabytes.
is that what it says in there? Or?
That is my question, because 64 gigabytes is enough for one game, one AAA title game
is it?
installed on your
What's his name? Control was 90 gigs.
90 gigs.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
You can't even fit that on there.
No, you can't.
So, is there a special way to kind of downsize and compact these games on this thing? I mean,
No,
because
they
they're running
won't.
at 720p. This
They
is the other
won't.
thing.
Nah.
So
So Valve will not because that would require the game companies to edit their games to run on this. I think Steam's using like a Linux backend thing for this, aren't they?
Right.
Isn't
Are
that
they?
what they're doing?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't
but
know.
yeah, so you will have to, if you get the 64 gig version, you will have to get a micro SD with like 256 gig. And that costs like $60, $70, $80. And if you want a fast one, it's probably like $100.
Yeah,
But-
wowzers.
But you wouldn't-
Bog says
you wouldn't buy
he
it.
only has a fiver, so you might need a few more fivers, and then you'll be on your way to getting a.
But it's a Zen 2 CPU, so it's not young.
It's not young. What do you
No.
mean?
Well, it's a Zen 2.
Oh, it's Zen 2.
Yeah.
It's a Zen 2.
And it's
wow.
RDNA 2.
Yeah,
But look,
RDNA 2
it's-
great. Look, this thing has there's a spec sheet list, but we can have a look at that
Oh,
soon.
can we stare at this for a little
Oh,
while?
I know. Look at its beauty. It's,
It is-
how big is the screen? I wonder. How many inches do you think that is?
It's only going to be 720.
It's
Joe Blog
720p,
says it
yeah.
is native
7
OS in Linux. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ah, okay, yeah. So it's a 7-inch screen.
It's a touch screen too.
How much do our phones have? Are they like 4.5
That's
inches?
6.1.
That's 6.1.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a bit bigger than this. Hold on, we're just full camera. So it's like less than an inch bigger than this thing. My phone.
Yeah.
So that's all right. I mean, 720p is all you really need, isn't it?
Well, at that size, you won't even notice the pixels. But I like that it's a touch screen. So what do we have? The Stream Deck. Why would you call it a Steam Deck? Why
I
is
don't
my
know.
deck getting a bit steamy?
Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck. I don't know if I like that.
Maybe
Hey, bro, are you playing the Steam Deck?
I think.
Like,
Yeah, you're probably sitting in a boardroom and they're like, it's got to be catchy, it's got to be snappy, it's got to be, short. What can we call it? Well, we got Steam thing and it's got to be associated with Steam and it can't be like Valve. That's weird. So like Steam Game, Steam Pad, Steam Fun.
Pad?
Steam Pad, yeah. Steam Fun, I don't know, like Fun Steam. Like it's hard to think
fun console handheld.
yeah, fun console. Yeah.
Okay, look,
Steam
I
Fun.
get it.
What about Steam Fun?
Steam
Steam Fun.
Okay,
Wait,
I
no,
get it.
hold on,
Deck.
maybe
People
not.
are just gonna call it a deck,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They'll be like,
yeah.
"How's your deck going?"
Yeah. How's your deck going? The steamy one. Yeah.
2 thumbsticks, 2
Heaps of
small
buttons.
ones, touch track or
Oh, it's got a
trackpad.
touch screen.
Yep, touch
Ooh,
screen,
it's got
2
a mic.
mix. Okay.
Two mix, bro.
This has more than any Switch.
Yes.
Like, Valve's just come in and gone.
Oh man,
We're gonna create the top of the line handheld.
Yeah.
The Switch. The Switch didn't have Bluetooth headphone connectivity.
Yeah.
You had to get
dude.
an adapter or use a plug, and you couldn't charge while having it plugged in or something stupid.
You make me want to trash the Switch so much because I have so many things also to say about the
Please
Switch.
go. Let's hear it. Put
Okay.
it full screen on us.
All right.
I
wait.
want to know your
Oh,
thoughts
hold
on the
Okay.
Steam.
Okay. First, I'm just gonna show you guys some specs, right?
Oh no,
this
no,
bad
no.
boy.
We're gonna come back to this.
Okay.
I want to hear about your Nintendo Switch thoughts.
Only because I know the power differentials here, right? Okay.
Oh, here we go. Power differential.
We're gonna full stream this.
He soldered his not soldered, but welded his diff.
His diff.
You've welded your diff.
What does that mean?
You know, in a car, you've got a differential at the back, and
Right.
people weld it to
Yeah.
be able to spin both wheels at the same time. That's what you get when you get a Nintendo Switch. There's just a welded diff.
It's
so
a
you can go
welded
faster.
diff. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
just,
go on. Sorry.
honestly, like the first time I saw the Switch, which was whenever it released 2-3 years ago, right?
It's like
I don't know.
2017, 20. No, it's 2016.
Did it release that? No.
Oh, mate.
5 years ago?
Mate.
When did it?
Hang on. Switch release
Yeah.
date. Pretty sure.
What is the
What is 2017.
2017.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
close
4
enough.
years ago. When
Yeah.
it released 4 years ago, I looked at that and I thought to myself, okay, cool that it's got it's got the ability to be mobile.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all you get, really. And
No, but
because
explain to me.
It's just the graphics on this thing are so poor, so budget, and it's got 400. It's got 400 G flops. It doesn't even have half a teraflop of computing power. So they had to push this as this family-friendly device. But being as a hardcore gamer, I shake my head at this thing because it's so pathetic, right?
Can you just Google for me how much teraflops did the PSP have?
The PSP? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because that's the only thing that I have comparable to. And let's say it's the newest PSP, which is the PSP Vita, I think.
Okay. PSP specs revealed.
Oh, here we go. Console GPU compared by flops.
Oh, this one?
Yeah,
Console
floppy
GPU
loops.
power.
Even share the screen.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go, guys.
Like again, teraflops aren't the best way to do this, but like
Yeah, I know. It's not comparing apples to
Let's have a
apples.
look. Yeah, that's the thing's down.
Here we go. Calculating a teraflop.
Okay, so this
All
one's
right,
Sega's Dreamcast.
1.4 gigaflops of performance. Wow, that takes me back. Well, it is 1998 after
Are you
all.
telling me that the Switch has only how much did you say?
Oh, well,
600?
the Switch has like 400 gigaflops.
Oh,
so
right.
it's like,
Sorry, I thought you said mega flops or something
Oh,
like that.
sorry, I must have misworded it. So the PS2 has 6.2 gigaflops.
Okay.
You've got the GameCube has 9.4 gigaflops.
Okay.
We've got the Wii that has about
12
12
okay, wow.
gigaflops. Then we get into Xbox, which has 20 gigaflops. Then we got the
PlayStation 3.
PS3, which goes into 230 gigaflops.
230. Okay.
So yeah.
So
this
hang
is-
on. So it's still the Switch is still more powerful than the PlayStation 3.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
keep
Yeah,
going.
still more powerful. Then we got the Xbox 360 240
yep,
gigaflops. Then we got the Nintendo Wii U that has about 350
Yeah.
gigaflops,
So
right?
the Nintendo Wii U was literally the first iteration of a handheld.
Yeah, so this thing is almost as powerful as a Switch.
Well, I mean that's
Right.
impressive, right? They
And
put
then
it
the
into
Switch, was this it offers a teraflop, but that's probably only when it's docked. Hold on, because I've got a thing here. There, see,
Oh,
it has
yeah.
this Nintendo Switch has 400 gigaflops, and then 500 when it's docked, right?
Can you click on that 17 more rows just there?
Oh yeah.
What else has it got? Is this the same site that you end up? Oh, did we just end up on the same site? No,
Maybe.
No.
I don't know. It's a
Hey,
different
keep
one.
going, keep going.
Keep
I
going.
wanna- I
On
wanna
this
find
one
a
or the other
PSP.
one? Oh,
Oh.
here we go. Console power. So they were Series X all the way up to
How
the
has
top.
Series X got 12?
And there's your Switch. There's your Switch.
So
It's yeah.
it's not even near the PSP. Okay, well, this is the only other
So-
handheld I thought of.
So just on this chart, so when we got the handheld, the Steam Deck, that's gonna go in between the PS4 and the Xbox One S,
Holy crap!
which is I know it's bloody powerful, right?
Holy crap!
It
Are
just
you,
it
holy
decimates the
crap.
Switch. It's like 4 times as powerful as the Switch. That's why
And I
when
saw a comment in here.
Yeah.
Somebody said it's got 4 to 6 hours battery.
the battery life is actually not that very good on this thing. So
It's not very good. I thought 6 to 8 hours is pretty good. 7 to 8 hours. Look.
So here we go. You can expect to get a maximum battery life 7 to 8 hours. You can play Portal 2 for 4 hours on this thing. So straight up.
If you limit to 30 frames.
There you go. Beautiful visuals. But
Can you go back up to that?
I think they say when you're playing, when you're playing this thing all the time, or when you're playing a game, it's anywhere between 2 and 6 hours probably. So if you're playing a very demanding game,
Yeah.
you're probably looking at 2 hours of battery life. which is not a lot because this thing is so
Powerful.
powerful. It drains so much power.
I'm impressed. Holy crap, the amount
Yeah.
of power in this. Now I really love the buttons at the bottom. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And the grip, that looks really comfortable. Like
Oh, this grip.
my
yeah,
hands are feeling comfortable.
Just looking at this thing.
And
Yeah.
look
And
at
look how
what they've
slim
done.
it is over here, right?
Very slim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
They should just make it like real fat chunks and then have like 20-hour battery life.
yeah, they could have added. Maybe there will be like a battery add-on. But look at the
It's USB-C, isn't it?
USB-C. But
Yeah.
look where it is. It's at the top. So you don't have it on the bottom, and then you can't like stand it.
So that's good.
That's good. That's
Great.
brilliant.
See,
Yeah.
look at that. Valve have obviously put a lot of thought into
They've
this thing.
evolved.
They've evolved.
And they've got the heat sink there at the top
Dissipator.
also.
Oh, there.
To,
And
dissipate
here
the
as
heat.
well.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Heat dissipation. Lovely.
3.5 millimeter jack. You got the sound there. Hopefully it has Bluetooth. I don't see
Yeah.
why they wouldn't.
There's a little box that comes with it.
Man,
can
this
pop
looks
it in.
fantastic.
Imagine having one of these on the plane, like when you're traveling or whatever. Which
Damn.
we're never going to now, guys,
well.
because of you know what.
You know, that which must not be named.
Yeah, which must not be spoken of. So
Okay, I'll flick through the photos.
I wonder how this thing's gonna be in demand. I reckon, right?
Damn.
It's gonna be high demand.
Well, it will be because it's a gaming console, and Steam has a gaming like monopoly on like games. Really, you can access
Yes.
all games from Steam.
Oh, they're using the pad thing. Oh, they're playing what, like Star Wars game?
Yeah, Star
Probably
Wars game.
Jedi Fallen Order or something.
Yeah. What's this small game? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, man.
Factorial.
Oh, Factorial.
Can I just say, can you
Oh,
go
yeah.
back like 3? This
This
person
one?
is that a kid? There must
This
be a
one?
kid, right? Because these are very small hands. Like
Hold
that's
on, hold on.
that's it seems to
That's-
be like an.
That
a
seems like a
teenager.
teenager, yeah. Oh, hold on, I missed it again.
You
Didn't
missed
I?
the small hands.
Oh, that's
person. So I'm just trying to gauge like how big it is from.
yeah. How
like,
beefy
from
beefy
a handheld point.
how beefy is this beefcake?
That one,
That one, right?
No, this
That's a like a feminine hands.
but it might be like a kid. No,
But
they
then
got a tattoo.
tattoo.
They just
So
got
it's a,
small
it's a kid
hands.
with a tattoo. Yeah, it's not small hands. Like that
It's
looks like
pretty
adult
chunky.
hands, doesn't it?
It's pretty chunky. It's pretty large.
Like what if these people have like super long fingers, and then we get this?
that is
we're
a
like,
particularly
whoa.
long thumb? I'll give it
Kind
that.
of looks like it, right?
like
Long thumb.
that's a long thumb. Like,
Yeah.
wait, none of us have the thumb that long. That's a massive thumb.
Yeah.
Actually, that's actually really like that's probably
Maybe-
normal sized thumb.
Yeah, maybe that is this normal size thumb. Anyway, so let's we got the
All right, let's talk
power
specs.
comparison specs. Yeah. So you've got the Steam Deck.
I like. So g'day Joe. Good to see you, mate. He says you can install Windows on it too if you want. No limit to how you use it. Damn.
Oh, that's awesome. Imagine doing your Excel on this thing. Whoop. Just doing some spreadsheets, guys.
That's great. That's really good. Well, yeah, because it's got bloody it's a CPU that runs like
It's 4-core, man. AMD Zen 2, 2.4 to 3.5 gigahertz. It's got the RDNA 2 GPU, 8
Wait,
CUDA
go up,
cores.
sorry? Is that different versions of it? Oh no, that's
No,
the
this
Xbox
is the
one.
comparison.
Oh, okay, right.
The Series X, Series S, and all of that. 1.6 T-flops, as we know. There's a 4 T-flops on the Series S. 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM.
I think that LP one is low power.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I
you
think
want
it's
it
low
to
power,
be.
yeah.
And 720p to 60 hertz.
Yep,
so
makes
60
sense.
FPS.
Yep,
Yep, perfect. 60 gigabyte. We talked about the storage. You've got the slot for the expansion.
Oh,
USB-C.
oh, hang on. 1 terabyte expansion card. Are they talking about these?
These things? No,
Yeah.
these are the other consoles. These are
Oh, sorry. I
yeah,
thought they
yeah,
were
yeah.
adding like a proprietary card.
NVMe guys. So yes.
Yeah. That's right. So first one is eMMC. The last time I saw eMMC is in a PSP.
So what's the dealio with the eMMC?
That's just the card. It runs off a card. You can
Oh,
put
really?
any card. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how do they differ in terms of speed or performance? These two,
What?
do we know?
They will be slower. That'll be like 100 meg.
eMMC is
Yeah,
much slower.
110 maybe.
Okay. Wow.
The NVMe is like 300.
Yeah.
And that high speed one will be like 900 to 1.2 gig or something.
Yeah, Joe says it seems similar to just running a 2400G APU PC because it's 720p. You can get away with more. Yeah.
Here they
Yeah. Try to be more precise with your pronunciation of deck when traveling to North America.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wanna,
imagine that,
how's your
right?
Steam Deck?
Yeah.
You want to do to what to my what?
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Yeah,
look, I
very
mean,
cool, very cool.
oh man, I'd love to review it.
That'd be
I
sick.
don't even know who to reach out. Do I just go Gaben and be like, yo,
Yo, Gaben.
is he
hook
still?
me
He's
up.
still in New Zealand, I think, isn't he?
I think so. He's Gabening away in New
I
Zealand.
might just call my friends, and be like, yo, guys, can you track down Gaben? Ask him if they can send me like a console.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Play it, but turn
Oh,
off the
okay.
sound. Oh,
Yeah. It probably
don't
has
get
no sound.
taken down by
Yes.
ING.
Or give us some hands-on experience, guys. Well, I've never seen this. This is a reaction video.
IGN.
Whoa! It's
10
big.
out of 10.
10 out of 10.
12 out of 10.
It is pretty big,
That
right?
is massive. Holy
It's a
shit.
big chunk.
The bloke looks pretty massive too. Look at him. He's just
Yeah, I
he's so
know.
cut. But man, that's big.
The thing is, he got a massive workout just having it for like the first couple of days. He's like, guys, I'm going to show you a workout with this thing.
I love the
Alright.
case. It looks slick.
Yeah.
But man, that's massive.
That's cool. Like, you
That's
want it
so
to be
chunky.
a decent screen, right, when you're playing this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Colors
man.
look good.
Yeah. What kind of a... We didn't really have a look
No,
at
it
what
must
kind of
be
a screen.
LCD.
It must be,
It's-
right?
yeah.
You got to cut costs somewhere. I mean, they've
Yeah. Oh, look, if
packed
it was
so much
OLED
power in
though,
this.
it could do better. If it could, if it could do
Oh, cool.
OLED,
Hades.
it could do better colors and power.
Yeah.
But I don't think. But look at the massive bezels. I hate those bezels. That's
Yeah,
the
what
only
is up
thing I
with
can
that?
say. Look at those bezels.
Maybe that's
You can land a jumbo jet on it.
like the bezels are going to be like DLC. You can buy to like remove the bezels.
Oh, that is Valve E. I've always Valve E.
Valvey.
It's got a little light that takes a lot of power. Maybe we should just turn that off.
I know. Turn that light off, guys.
Do what other companies do. Is the switch has a color painted on it, and when you flick it one way, it shows that color that it's on.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, save a lot of power.
I mean, this is just.
The
I mean, yeah, the
precision
trackpads are
trackpads.
amazing. The trackpads are hands down.
You've
some of
used
it.
these
Yeah.
things before, have
These
you?
are it's like mouse movements. You're like,
Oh.
what the hell?
Okay, cool. Oh, here we go.
But they
There's a
get
couple
smaller
of guys.
people to look at you. It's so massive.
It is
Oh
so
my
massive,
God.
right? It's almost as wide as that guy's hips. Like, who's holding it?
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, wow.
It's not thin either. Like, look at when the camera was looking just at the. See, it's quite thick.
Yeah, it's really hard to do lip syncing when you have no idea what they're saying.
And this is the little pinky thing that you fiddle with.
He's like, I have so many problems with this. It breaks all the time. It
Please,
sucks.
please save me. My life is hell. Please
Yeah.
save me. Joe Blog says, I think it's released in 6 weeks. You can put it in your reservation now on the website.
It's coming out in December.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yellow says, I don't know if you guys think the same thing, but I feel like the screen should be a little bit more wider to me.
Wider?
I think
Is it too square?
I think what you're seeing,
it seems too
Yellow,
square
is
to
the
me.
fact that the wider bezel is wider. Sorry, the outside bezel on the right hand side is wider,
Oh, it
and the
gives that
top one is thin.
illusion.
It gives an illusion of
Yeah.
weirdness.
That's
Yeah.
a good pickup, actually. Yellow on that. That it does give you this weird.
It should. You're right. It should be wider, but
Yeah.
it's not the wideness of it. It should just be more equal. See, it's not. Pause it there.
Yeah.
See, it's not. I can't even point, but you can
It's got
see.
the fatness.
Yeah,
here,
it's fatness
and
on
then
there.
the thinness, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it looks
Yeah.
weird.
Looks weird. Oh, is that Gavin?
Oh, is that a
this
video?
he looks like Gandalf.
Steam Deck low price critical. Gabe Newell says.
Yeah.
Oh, I did read about this. He was really like.
There it
Oh
is,
my god! Can
charging
you
next to-
extend it to a PC with mouse and keyboard?
Oh, sick! You can
Dude.
just plug in a giant screen to this thing.
Yeah, but then at 720,
So it's like docking
Hey.
your Switch, but you're
is
docking
it
your.
Yeah, okay.
Could you dock that thing to your TV and be like, "Yo, I'm gaming on my TV."
Well, you could probably connect a control to it. I don't see why not, right?
at 720p.
It's 720p.
That's kind of
isn't it?
sick. Oh, but yeah, I know 720p will be super chunks.
Yeah, I agree, Ethnic. But I think it's just I think it's for installation purposes. So manufacturing is it's
Yeah.
manufacturing tolerances and the glass. So the glass is probably like Gorilla Glass or something. So it needs to be stuck to it with a screen underneath it, and yeah, that's why the bezel's so big.
Yeah.
Because it's portable, right? So it has to take a bit of a beating. That's the other thing, right? So
So these guys are.
well, that's his designer is there on the
yeah,
left. I
right.
don't know who that was, but Man, it's big, and if you drop that, oh shit, mate.
Oh, but you know
That's-
what? It's still cheaper than a like phone, isn't it? Like a top class phone.
But you can buy a PlayStation 5 for that price.
Dude, you can.
For
You
the
can-
top
you
tier
can
one.
buy it cheaper.
You can buy it cheaper, yeah.
PlayStation 5. But I mean, you're paying for the convenience of portability. This
And
is
yeah, see, this is excellent. This is fantastic. Like, look at this.
wow, yeah, he's playing Death Stranding.
And it's not fancy like Nintendo when it's slick and you dock it in and it's done and dusted, right? It's not like that.
This is pretty cool. Like if I was
Traveling.
traveling for quite a bit, I wouldn't mind having one of those things.
This is the most portable Windows machine, really, apart from a laptop, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
apart from a laptop.
if you can install Windows on it, then
Yeah. You don't need like a laptop
look how
and
thick
a
it is.
controller.
Look how thick it is. It's really thick. I don't know, sorry, but it's really thick.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of buyers they're gonna get for this thing.
Oh, it's gonna fly off the shelves, mate. It's gonna fly off because
There's
there's
nothing else to buy right now.
It's not that. I think it's got the backing of Steam. And
Yeah.
a lot of these consoles, these handheld consoles fail because they don't have an ecosystem.
Yeah.
Steam has an ecosystem with games and it's already there. Most of these other ones that I've seen are usually running Windows. This one's running Linux, so it's a little bit lighter and on the performance and so on. So
Yeah.
it'll fly off the shelves, I reckon.
Wowzers.
And the next iteration is just going to be thinner and more powerful, I reckon, and more battery life.
Oh, you don't want it to be too thin though, because like when you're holding it, you're probably playing a tense game, and
Maybe,
you
yeah, you're
don't want
right.
to shatter this
Yeah.
thing. So it
They
has to be-
couldn't. Yeah, I mean the fact that it's like, think about it this way: a Switch isn't actually the whole thing. You've actually got the controller as a separate, right? So the Switch is actually connected
Yes.
into like a little very square. This
Yes.
uses all that space for everything, right? So you can
Does.
fit a little bit more in there.
And I wonder if the next model might even be a little bit larger, just so they can have more lithium inside it, more battery time.
I think then if there's next iteration, it'll be performance, screen size,
Yeah.
and battery. Because
Yeah. I
Those
think they'll make
controls-
use of a bigger screen or
those
like the
controls
space well.
look brilliant.
Yeah.
Look how big it is. My God.
Pierre-Luc Griffes is the developer. Yeah.
Developer. That's really thick. I'm surprised they don't have a little string on their arm so it doesn't fall off and fall.
Oh,
onto
like
the
a
ground.
strap thing.
Yeah, strap. Because I
Interesting.
remember being at an event
Yeah.
and they didn't let me hold. I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but I just remember this that like, oh, make sure you got to put this string on you. Oh, it was.
I was just using like the Wii.
No,
something
no,
like
it wasn't.
Wii Fit.
It wasn't a
Yeah.
gaming device. It was a very, very expensive sound meter.
Oh.
And the
Okay.
guy was like, "You need to. I'm not giving this to you. I'll hold it here, but you need to put the strap on your neck.
Oh, okay,
And
right,
you cannot drop it." And it was one of these things you could literally walk around and hear different amplitudes of sound. It was incredible.
Whoa.
It was like $30,000.
Wow, this looks really good. The visuals.
Oh, that's the other
Stunning.
question that we don't know, right? Is
Hmm.
this at max?
What do you mean?
Oh, settings. Max settings.
Oh,
which is low. We don't know.
Well, yeah, I want to say it's probably medium to low with 720p at 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you got the prices, and that pretty much covers that.
Cool.
That jazz.
Well, that's it. That's all we have for you guys today. It was quick. It was sharp. It was
it was us talking about random stuff, like
We-
always.
We need to have a random story every time,
That's right.
but it has to be unprepared.
like it always is.
Yes, I honestly don't know how we get to these plot holes.
You know what? You reminded me of something earlier when you were talking about something to do with countries and military and all that kind of
Military
stuff.
sizes?
Yeah, military sizes. So I was watching this movie called Good Kill. It's a movie that just completely went under the radar for me. Ethan Hawke is in it. Is 2014? I think
Damn,
it is.
okay, yeah.
2014. It's an average movie. It's not amazing, but it really opened up my eyes and my mind to what military is like at the moment, and it's something that we have spoken together as an audience about where military is going and essentially the technology. So the premise of the movie is cheers, time to fly. The premise of the movie is that Ethan is a pilot. He's a U.S. Air Force pilot, but his role has changed drastically. He now works in. They have like these silos or these buildings, these containers.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
seen this?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they have these containers, and they have a whole series of them somewhere in Nevada.
Yeah.
And you go in there, and there's enough space, I think, for about 4 or 5 pilots who are operating these drones.
Yeah.
They're flying these massive drones that can be up in the air for up to, I think, 24 hours, their life, the battery life. And all they do is, with the intelligence that they have, is they just do drone strikes. And they do this, they have a 12-hour shift, they come off shift, on comes the next shift, and they just do drone strikes over and over and over. And they do this 24/7 forever. Like forever. So like for
Five ever.
So for the past decade, or maybe more, they've just been doing these drone strikes in these areas in the Middle East, or these areas where they believe there is activity that may be a threat to the security of their country or their people. And it's just mind-blowing that this is happening as we speak. And some of the other tasks that they had was looking after their troops. So there'll be troops on the ground, and the troops, they want to have a rest. They want to sleep, right?
Right.
So they'll say, okay, we've got you. We're looking over you. Good night, guys. And they'd be over the radio, be like, okay, thanks, like waving to them in the sky, and they'd have a sleep. There'll be like a dozen troops or something, but they'll be sleeping in this valley while the drone is just hovering, circling, and just watching them for about 6 hours as they take a nap.
Eagle eye.
Yeah, eagle eye. It's just incredible. And the worst part of this occupation and what they're doing is the casualties of the innocents, or people that are intertwined in this. But yeah, we're talking on something good. See ya, Yellow.
Thanks, Yellow.
Yeah, we've digressed, but I just thought it was a really interesting movie that blew my mind open.
We don't have as many troops out there as we used to, and
Yeah.
they're just using wireless communication, wireless strikes. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed today's show and the topics that we talked about, and our digressions into the weird and wonderful world of whatever we talked about at that time. Yep. And where can we find you, Casperino?
Oh, you can find me at Game with Casper. That's my YouTube channel right there.
There it is. That's you falling over there.
That's me falling down.
How did you get that photo?
I was just like, guys, I only have one shot. Let's make this count. And then I was in a body cast for like a year.
Jesus.
And then they were like, Casper, we could just Photoshop it. I was like, too late.
And make sure to like this video if you did. That helps the Google algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll catch you all next week.
Yes. Hopefully together everything will be okay. Hopefully, maybe. Actually, do you have any plans? I don't know.
I don't have any plans.
I hope I don't either. Actually, I might have dinner plans. I'll check.
You making dinner for me?
No, yes. Dinner special episode, guys. We're cooking pasta next week.
And boiling eggs.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on another one.
Bye.
I'm hungry now.